Welcome to Tim's TV. Today we're going to talk about the impeachment movement against Donald Trump. This is a threat to our democracy. Donald Trump was legally elected, the same way Barack Obama was legally elected through the Electoral College, the same way George Bush II was elected, the same way that Clinton was elected. Bill Clinton, by the way, Bush the First, Reagan, Carter. I mean, the list goes on. Every president has been elected through the Electoral College. The fact that he didn't win the general election or the popular vote is irrelevant. John F. Kennedy did not win the popular vote. Richard Nixon did. Was John F. Kennedy or JFK an illegitimate president? No, he wasn't. President Lincoln did not win the popular vote, but he won the Electoral College. You want to undo slavery, or you want to bring slavery back because Lincoln was an illegitimate president? In addition, this whole impeach Trump thing is just a sore loser. You lost. Instead of running a better candidate, you're going to impeach the president. You're going to badmouth him and destroy him. You want to point out that the president is rude and obnoxious. Okay, so you call his daughter the C word. You attack him. You launch an investigation into his family, everybody on his campaign. You do everything you can to make yourself look as scummy or as scummier than Trump to prove that he's a scumball. That's not something I think, that's a race you don't want to win, a race to the bottom. That's exactly what the left has become. Let's talk about fake news. CNN used to be a legitimate news organization. Now it's all bad Trump all the time. MSNBC, negative Trump, negative Trump. He started tariffs with Europe, reminded NATO that they're not paying their fair share, and suggested they could be in trouble as far as us protecting them. They've come to the table. Now they want, Trump said he wanted zero tariffs when this whole thing began. Now the Europeans are in the United States asking for a zero tariff goal. Trump's winning that. They can't report the truth about that. They're saying that Europe won and that he didn't have to do all this. I saw somebody on CNN this morning. She said that, well, the zero tariff thing were in talks. They were talking about zero tariffs before Trump became president, so he really didn't do anything. You spent the previous 6 months claiming that he was starting a trade war. The trade war with Europe looks like it's going to end in zero tariffs, which is the what Trump defined as a victory, but he had nothing to do with it. It's just they're showing their bias so badly. The bigotry towards Trump, when you watch the media and the Democrats, it's like watching a racist talk about a black person. They give him no credit. They call him an idiot, a fool. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's got to be arrested. He's got to be impeached. He's guilty because he's Trump, just like he's guilty because he's black. Well, what crime did he commit? He's guilty because he's Trump. What evidence do you have? I don't need evidence. He's Trump. There's a black guy walking down the street. He's guilty of what? I don't need evidence. He should be arrested. Why? Because he's black. Why is Trump going to be impeached? Because he's Trump. That it's the same type of bigotry. When you watch what happens to Trump, it just looks like you're watching a movie about the Klan and a black man back in the 1920s or 30s. He's done nothing wrong. He's doing his best, and nobody supports him. Everyone's against him, and they're trying to frame him for something he didn't do. It's pure bigotry. This is the definition of bigotry. Now, let's go back to impeachment. They've talking impeachment since election night. Hillary Clinton is behind most of this. The entire Democratic Party, unfortunately, has turned into sore losers. Hopefully the American people decide to reject being a sore loser and a poor sport and the idea that you just attack somebody because you've lost. Now imagine what Donald Trump could do if the country did unite behind him, if the Democrats would cut him half a break, not give him everything he wants, but meet him halfway. At some point in time, maybe if the Republicans win the midterm elections, the Democrats will drop this impeach, resist Resistance doesn't help anybody. Resistance never fed a starving child. The resistance doesn't help the American people. The resistance aren't helping immigrants. The resistance aren't doing anything but being poor sports and feeding their anger. To the Democrats out there, let go of your anger. Let go of your resistance. Join the Trump rebellion. Rebellion against the status quo. Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are different sides of the same coin. Had you let Bernie Sanders been the nominee, you might be the ones having to put up with our temper tantrum. But you stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders. It was establishment versus attacking the establishment in the Democratic primary. You stole the nomination from the reform candidate. The Republican reform candidate, Donald Trump, won. Then it was the established candidate, Clinton the second against Trump the first. Trump won. Trump wanted to change things. Hillary wanted to keep everything just as it was. That's one of the reasons she lost. That, and let's not forget when you bring up Russia, let's bring up Anthony Weiner sending dick pics to a 16-year-old on a computer with 100,000 Hillary emails on it. That came out 11 days before the election. If Anthony Weiner had been kicked out of the Clinton circle, had Huma Abedin divorced him after the first dick pic scandal, had she divorced him after the second dick pic scandal, there wouldn't be a third dick pic scandal from a laptop with 100,000 Hillary emails on it. Hillary picks up 2 points in Michigan, 2 points in Florida, 2 points in Pennsylvania. Clinton's president. But Anthony Weiner was sending dick pics to a 16-year-old in South Carolina on a laptop with 100,000 Clinton emails. That, more than Russia, is the reason she lost. She deleted 33,000 emails, got caught, and then said what? I wiped it with a cloth, but wasn't charged with 33,000 felony counts. Why? Because she's white and she's a Clinton. Had she never had problems with her server, she would be president. In addition, she funneled $600,000 to the wife of an FBI agent who was in charge or involved with her email scandal, who cleared her. That's bribery, in my opinion. That also went through the dirty Clinton Steele dossier. It's not the Steele dossier. Hillary paid for it. It's the Hillary dossier. That dossier was used to funnel $600,000 to the wife of one of the email investigators. In addition, it's the heart of the Russian collusion allegation. Hillary paid for the Russian collusion, also bribed the FBI, and now she's sitting back running this whole impeachment thing. And just like the Clinton presidential campaign, I think the march towards war with Russia that Hillary's behind, the Russian collusion is pushing us towards war with Russia. I don't think the American people want war with Russia. I also don't think the American people support bribing the FBI and then framing an innocent man, Donald Trump, because you're a sore loser. This is Tim's TV. This is the Trump wrap-up where you get all your Trump news. Remember, there's a midterm election. If you're a sore loser, vote Democrat. If you want to go to war with Russia, vote Democrat. If you're an adult who can win gracefully and is sick and tired of all these name-calling, seeing the president's daughter called the C word, seeing the way the country's divided, send a message to the Democrats. Trump won. Get over it. This is Tim's TV and the Trump wrap-up. Hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you very much.